Parents, teachers, caretakers, and grandparents, thank you for coming back again and again. I thought the last episode was a fantastic episode, of how we don't give up on our children. Now, I'm going to teach you, I should not use the word teach you, but whatever I've learned from my mentors and my places, I'm going to share three things that we may have to help our next generation focus in this journey of becoming strong on the inside, not just on the outside. The external, today there's so much of focus is on the externals, who we are outside, how we pretend, how we behave, not pretend most of the time, but how we behave and how we act and how we speak, what words we say, how we do things. I think we need to start focusing on the inner self. If we strengthen the inner man, our children, our teenagers would be able to run very far, not just fast. The whole point is not just our children, our teenagers run very fast, but they want to run very far. We want them to run very far. So we want to help them in that place. So what are the three things, I would just put these three things, It's the inner voice, the inner awareness, and the inner capacity. Let me explain it in short. The inner voice. Today there's a lot of speaking, our young generation, our teenagers, our young people, because of so many things that's been said around, they speak so much of death to themselves. They speak so much of negativity to themselves. I've heard several times teenagers or young people just say, I'm not so good, I'm horrible, whatever I do, I will make a mistake. That's what I heard my mother say. That's what I've heard my father say it. I will never excel. That's what I've heard my father say it. I think that inner voice, we need to, in our journey of mentoring the next generation, we need to help them have the right inner voice. I'm telling you, even adults, grown-ups are struggling in that place of an inner voice. To help them rectify that inner voice is a very, very critical place. That they speak life, not speak death. They begin to, where is that life coming from? Not because of their words, the life comes from, no, because of the Word of God. Because in the Word of God, the Lord has spoken life. It's not spoken death. So helping our next generation to understand that and to speak life into their lives, their inner voice. We focus on the inner voice. 2 is that inner awareness. What is that inner awareness? Helping the teenagers and the young person to know what is that inner places of their falling? What are those inner places of secretiveness? What are those inner places of hiding? What are those inner places where they struggle? What are those inner places where they long for somebody to acknowledge some victory? What are those inner places? That place of inner awareness. So how can we help them deal with that awareness? That's where they begin to share in the small groups. That's where they begin to have a trusted friend, a trusted mentor with whom they begin to share. Several times today I get emails and messages and voice notes from several teenagers and young people, and many a times they would even share some of their dirty secrets. Oh, this is what I did. You will be so shocked what I did. You'll be so shocked with the things that I have done. You'll be so shocked how many times I've fallen into pornography or have done things. You'll be so shocked where I have just gone into a certain place and things like that. And I many a times when they share something like that, and the first thing that I would always tell them is, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me to share. Thank you so much for trusting me to share. 2, are you able to come to that place of that awareness of what are some of the triggers? What are some of those times? Why did you do what you did? Why do you go into that place? Do you know that this is wrong? Or sometimes you even know that this is wrong, and why do you get into that place? Is there any disappointments deep inside? Is there any discouragements deep inside? Is there any place of derailments where you have slipped in so subtle that it is not the sudden dip but a gradual slope? Are you in any place of the gradual slope? You understand what I'm talking about? That place of inner awareness. That place, first is the inner voice, and second is that place of inner awareness. And third is that place of inner capacity. Inner capacity. See, sometimes our young people, our teenagers, our young people, their capacity, the lid is here. This is all their capacity. They can't take any pressure beyond that. They're not able to take any stress beyond that. They're not able to take anything, they just break out, they just flip out. And this is where they try to commit suicide, or they, try to do a lot of different things, or get into, abusive substances, or they get into pornography, or get into some of those relationships, whatever it is, because of their capacity. So what we need to do is to see how they can lift the lid and increase that capacity. If their capacity is increased, they might be able to withstand certain pressures much more stronger, much more anchored place, in a more distorted way. So helping them increase their capacity. One of the simple ways of helping them increase their capacity is of helping them to apply, reap the fruit. Understand the truths of the word and apply and reap the fruits. Apply, reap the fruits. In that way, when they keep on applying, many a times some of our young people don't apply. They know the truth, but they have not applied the truths. They know the truths. See, I love that verse. Many people use that verse commonly, and I heard from one of my mentor in a different way. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Yeah, we all know this. And I really love what one of my mentors said it. It's not you shall know the truth, it's truth applied that will set you free. Just by knowing the truth, it's not going to help. It's truth applied that's going to set you free. So helping our next generation, helping our teenagers, helping our young people, not just know the truth, but apply the truth and reap the fruits. Apply the truth and reap the fruits. And also, as I said in the last episode, to pass it on. To pass it on. When they pass it on, their inner man gets strengthened and their capacity is being built. That's where you begin to see mature young people who begin to keep running in the midst of the stress, in the midst of the different things that's happening in their lives. I'm telling you, this is an exciting time that we are living in. In spite of all of the sin and all of the temptations and all of the traps that are there for our young people, I'm telling you, there's also a revival happening among our teenagers, our young people. And they are looking out for somebody like you, who would step in and mentor them and disciple them and invest in them. They're looking out for you. They're looking out for me. Please understand what I said in one of the episodes. If we don't step in, somebody else might step in and be the wrong people. We have to step in. It's the need of the hour. IDTNG, intentionally discipling the next generation. Thank you so much for being here.